Hello, hello, hello. I can see you blessed at the countryside and be joy special. Hello, my lovely people. Just give me a minute. Let me stop the cam. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back. Hello, hello, Laurentia. Hello, 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 everyone. You are very welcome. Another Sunday, and we thank God. I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm fine, and I hope you're all doing great too. Yes. Happy Sunday to you and your lovely family. Yes, thank you. And same to you all. Same to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Jesus someday. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Jesus one day. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. I've got my mind made up. You're looking amazing. I'm very beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have a different look. Thank you so much. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. Please give me a thumb up, share if you can. I would like as many people as possible to be here today for this interesting discussion once again. And if you're, even if they're not here, they can see it on your community, they can watch it later on. Yeah. Goodbye, pleasures of sin. I stay no longer with you. Goodbye, pleasures of bad fun. I stay no longer with you. I made up my mind to live my life. Hey, I made up my mind to live God's way the rest of my life. I made up my mind to live God's way the rest of my life. Yes, this song just came to me today. I heard it somewhere and I just been humming it and singing it. I may not have sung it properly, but when you look at everything that is going on around the world, in families, in social media, what are you singing? I made it all up. But you are dancing to it, Bijo. What this girl, what is she like? We are dancing to it. Now you're saying, what am I singing? You're enjoying it initially. It's a made up song. I heard it somewhere, but I can't remember how it was connected. Oh my God, I have to put the fan on. So what are you singing? Yeah. Although the summer is not summering, I made up my mind to serve Jesus the rest of my life. You are singing up and down. I'm going to put the link down. Let me come and sing it. If I'm singing up and down, I'll put the link down. Let you come and sing it so you can sing it up and not up and down. Eh? You see space. Can you imagine? Be joy there with Elmon. Or something like going up and down. Eh? Good evening, my dear. You're welcome. Or something like going up and down. Music, I say can go. Come on, she was dancing earlier on. Look at all the dancing emoji. Then the next minute, she said I was singing up and down. So which one do I believe? Is it that dancing you are doing there, or what you just said? Which one? Don't turn off something while turning on. This girl knows me so well. You know, when you have a family member that knows you in and out. Oh, that's what happened last week. I was trying to turn, because I was feeling when I was trying to turn the fan on. The next thing I knew, I went off. I must have touched something, and I couldn't see anybody anywhere more. As usual, I have to say, call daddy to come. So that's why she said, while I'm turning the fan off, I shouldn't turn anything else off. No, I think what he did after last week, he moved it. He moved where the internet is and put it right on the wall. So there's no chance of my hand going helter-skelter. Yeah, so that's what happened. So I won't turn anything off today. We are good to go. Josie Music Channel, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. My people, please share me out. So that, as I say, even if we don't have a lot of people here today, they may still be able to watch it later to know what we're going to discuss today. You know, last week we talked about, last week was hilarious. We talked about love language, and we had a love language on the high seat, on the hot seat, not high seat, on the hot seat. We had a love language last week. Today, we're going to be having red flag. There's no just one red flag. So the red flag is on the hot seat today. There's a lot of things have come up regarding red flag, which a lot of people choose to ignore. And because some people have been ignoring red flags in relationships, especially in marriage, because I'm going to be talking about it in relation to marriage today. As you join, thumb up and share. Yes, my dear, please thank you for reminding. Daddy saved you last Sunday. Yes, so he always does. Once I'm confused about anything, I will scream. Once he hears me screaming, he will come and say, "What is it? Oh my God, what am I like?" You know, you would think that I should know things about IT and everything, because my job is purely speaking to people over the phone, assessing their health needs, and then doing a report online and sending that report online to managers. You should think that I should be very good with, but no, I am one-way system. That's what that it calls. Even when I'm driving, he said that I'm one-way system. Once I know where I'm going, don't tell me to go anywhere else. So once I know what I'm doing with my work computer, I know what to do and when to do it. When it comes to other complicated little things, not even complicated, but I'm just a little bit not too patient with learning new things. But thank God that he is, when our youngest son was here, the other day he came for the weekend and I was still calling him, "Oh, babe, this." Say, "Mom, what were you doing when I wasn't here?" I'm like, "Now you're here, just come and do it." Yes, I think because I have sons and then my husband, so 5 men in my life, there are things I didn't really bother looking into to know how to do, because they just do it. For example, even loading the washing machine or ironing. Even when my children were younger, their dad was doing it. As they got older, they took over. They were doing these things. So I don't even do washing or ironing. I've never done. Even when we are going out, Daddy will just, when he's ironing his own, he'll ask me my own, if he needs ironing, I'll bring it out. So they do these things as a matter of fact, maybe because I'm the only lady, I'm the only queen in the house. So that way I was spoiled. But when it comes to cooking, keeping the house the way I want it, they do to some extent, but it's never good for me. What they do when it comes to tidying things is never good enough for me. So they do what they need to do, and I'll go back and do it again. So when it comes to that, or cooking their yummy dishes, they know they can call me at any time. "Mom, we're coming this weekend. Can you make curried goat? Can you make Chinese rice?" Because just name is Indian, Jamaican, Chinese, Italian, any dish like that. Once I put my mind to it, I'll cook it, and they love it. And the thing is that they'll tell me, Mom, your own is better than the one we have in restaurants. I don't know where they make it to make my head swell or they mean it. But yeah, so when it comes to cooking and things or other things, yeah, but when it comes to washing and ironing, don't even ask me how to put the washing machine on because I don't. But I know that the clothes are washed and ironed or other things. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's another thing that we're going to be talking about today about this red flag and everything like that. When you are married and you are in your home, there are things that work for you. Some ladies will say to me, "Oh my God, you never ironed or do washing machine." Yes, but there are other things I do which maybe you don't do in your own home. So, or that your husband does that my own husband does not do. So that's why it's always better, whatever works for you, run with it. You don't, want to be somebody else because it does not work. That is why you look so fresh and young. You don't stress much. I must admit, I try not to stretch. Anything that will make me to stress. I think I'm spoiled. So what I normally do then when they were all in the house, very small, I'm like, oh, and they will all come running, Mom, are you okay? Mom, are you okay? I think I've been spoiled in that respect. Yeah, been well looked after, and now that they've gone, they still obviously check us out, and the dad is also looking. That's why I always say to them when they were growing up that when they get married, let me not hear stories. As they're now getting married, obviously, we have another wedding this year. And I say to them, as you're getting married, please, I don't want any story that will break the heart. If people see how me and dad are relating here and how he's looking after me and how things are going, that's how I want you to relate with your wives. Make sure that you don't have anything issue you have. Sort it out. I don't want to know. Sort it out and live at peace because Rolandsha, you're saying looking fresh. I think when you're happy as well in a marriage, because I'm talking about marriage here, I'm not talking about cohabiting or yeah, I'm talking about marriage, proper marriage. When you're happy, and happiness is not money. That's one thing I've noticed about our people. When you talk about happiness, their mind goes to money. It's not about money. I've told you people stories of our time in the 80s when we came, how we struggled. We struggled so much financially. But anybody that meets us now will not remember, or will not remember, but they won't know because they don't know us then. They won't know what we went through. But we went through it, and now, what is it? That's why I beg people who are newly married and people who are coming to the UK now. That's when I do this Japa Save. That's one. The Japa Save is coming on Tuesday. It's very important because there are things happening and people just come here. And because of the exchange rate, £1 as at yesterday, £1 is equivalent to 2005 naira. All of you in Nigeria don't know how you're managing. My heart bleeds for Nigeria. £1 that you go out there. That, in fact, before you get anything for £1 here, it's nothing. You won't get £1 with anything here but that is reasonable. But £1 is, yes, yesterday, 2005 naira to £1. So that's why some of our people, when they come here, they walk around the clock. It's all coming up on my Japa series. That is all coming up. People are running helter-skelter, working so much because of the money. So when I talk about happiness, it's not about money. We don't have all the money in the whole world, but we learn to package ourselves. We learn to be happy with what we have. I'd rather just, I have to be neat, very clean. I love cleanliness is next to godliness, but I may not spend a lot to make that happen, but I'll spend a lot for my comfort. We spend a lot for our comfort and for our health, and that is very important to us. But everybody have got their own priorities. What my priority may not be the same as yours. Everybody's priority is so different. Welcome, Uju. You're very, very welcome. Seriously, we are passing through hell. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't even like asking anybody in Nigeria now, including my siblings. I don't even like asking them, how are you? I am scared to ask them, how are you? How do you want them to be? How do you want them to be? Even some of my people who are when I mean well paid and very comfortable, they are complaining. So you can imagine. Oh, I've got a new member. I have to get this thing that people get in their when they're doing live stream. If somebody gives them like a member like this, I'll play that music for you. If somebody super chats, you play that thing. I'm going to look for how I'll get a Musisi. Where is Musisi, by the way? I saw him saying waiting before. He's been waiting. He's tired of waiting. He was waiting before the live stream started. I can't see him now. So B-Joy, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's hard everywhere. Of course. Uju, it's very, very hard everywhere. That's what I was saying before you came in. I said to them that because things and people think that because of the exchange rate, oh, pound. I'm talking about UK because that's what we use is pound. And people are overworking and working so hard to get that money, to send money home, to do this and that from at home. But here where they live, they are living in squalor. When you get to where they live, you cannot take food from their hands. And they're saving their money. And because they can't afford to live comfortably here because of the cost of things. So yes, cost of is very, very hard everywhere. Very, very hard everywhere. But obviously, people in Nigeria, we always talk about Nigeria or Africa because of the amenities and because of safety and because of various things we can just get just like that. Although we pay for everything. At the end of the month, I don't know in America, my sister's in America, I don't think you people do what we do here. In our pay, people call it paycheck. Here we call it pay slip. In our pay slip here, they will tell you all the deductions. For example, if your overall pay, I'm just giving an example, if your overall pay is 5K a month or 4K a month, by the time they remove all those deductions, you might be going home with 3,000 something or 4,000 something because they've taken all the gifted Faith family membership. Oh, you gifted somebody as well. Oh, B-Joy, thank you. I don't expect, since this is somebody from Nigeria, these are the things I'm talking about. I don't expect this from you, but thank you so much. I really appreciate. Some can't afford to have 3. Yeah. Who still has 3 square meals? Excuse me. People, my lovely people here, who still has 3 square meals? I'm not talking about children. Please, for the children, you can give them 4 times if they want to, if you can't afford it. But adults, how many adults in 2024 still eat 3 times a day? Raise your hand up because I have to have a word with you. 3 square meals a day. For what now? Even if you have, I'm not talking about because of money now. It's not to do with money. But who eats 3 times a day as a normal meal? Because when you talk about 3 square meals, it's maybe for me and you, 1 medium-sized avocado for me is a meal. So after I've eaten what we had this afternoon, after this live stream, I have an avocado waiting for me. That's my meal for the night. How many people would take that as a meal? So for me, yes, if you call that 3 meals, yes. So that I'll count that. But even at that, that's my second meal, and that's that average avocado pear. If I tell you how much calorie is in avocado pear, but it's a good fat. So that's what I'm going to have after this live stream, and that's it for the day. So, my people, adults here, how many of you still have 3 square meals a day? I'm not talking about because of money. I'm talking about health. You have in the morning. In those days, I've done that years and years ago when the children were growing up, when I didn't know any better. I did all that years and years ago. In the morning, bread with cereal together. It's so lovely. You toast bread. As you are taking your cereal, you are biting your toasted bread with jam and everything. Now, I don't know the cost of jam for the past 20 years. I don't know how much jam costs. But these are the things we did those days when we were raising the children up. You make a bonvita and this thing with them for them. You put the bread there. You take some and put it in your own mouth when you are bread. Yeah, it breaks my heart to see so many homeless people out there in this scorching air. Yeah. And our people are included. They go to London and see our people, our people. These are people, some of the people who jackpot, they are here, out there, but they won't tell their people because they're so ashamed to talk. They are out there, yes, homeless people. So is that bad in America as well? It is very bad here. And here they don't smile. There's nothing like, excuse me, sorry, I'll pay you next month. There's nothing like that. But when you tell people, they don't understand, they think you don't want them to jackpot. I love people to jackpot, but jackpot with sense. People are living rough. Very bad here, really. It is very bad. In this where I am, not that bad, but when you get near to London, very, very bad. You see them, see all their things scattered all over where they're sleeping overnight. In this, you're talking about this scorching weather. At least now there's no mosquito, so they can just sleep without covering themselves. But how about winter? When there's snow, you still see them. You go to near the train stations, you see them lying there during the snow, during the very cold weather. For hot weather, they can manage. So things are hard everywhere, but people don't understand. And because of this exchange rate I just said now, £1 is 2005 naira. People in Nigeria will be thinking, oh my God. So all these people who jackpot and say that they're being paid, because somebody did a video, one of the people who jackpot recently, she did a video that she was getting minimum wage in her, where she was working £11 something, that they've now increased the minimum wage to £12, and she was happy. And in my mind, I was laughing. I'm like, wow. Anyway, she will be happy with that. But what with £12 an hour? And anybody in Nigeria will now come and change that. The £12 an hour, assuming she works 12 hours, 12 times 12, you know how much that is that she will get in a day. But that thing that you buy with that 2,000 equivalent in Nigeria, she will not buy it here with £2, which is the double amount of that money. So when we look at these things, we should not just and when I see people in America or here or Canada or anywhere, they go to shop and they buy something and say, oh, this is the equivalent of 3,500 naira. I'm like, why are you people doing this? Why are you doing this? Because it doesn't make sense. Wherever you live, the economy there, the circumstances there, the situations there are so different. So just make do with what you see where you are. Things are very hard everywhere. Totally agree. They can buy this hot weather. We have heat wave and people are not advised to stay outside from dehydration. Yeah. Yeah. Here in the UK, summer is not summering. So even when it's very hot, I remember we had the hottest summer a couple of years ago. It wasn't even that hot, but people were screaming, oh, dehydration, oh, heat wave. Yeah, but I think where you are, or people in some of these Arab countries, it can be very, very hot, or Saudi and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that kind of heat wave here in the UK, hardly. But where you are in America, here it can be. It can be. And when it happens here as well, the elderly in the hospital, they are priorities. They have to make sure that they, use cold sponges on them and do all that to keep them cool. And all the old people becomes priority. And people who are very unwell and can't look after themselves, they become priority. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, my people, we're just talking around various things, but we haven't really got into our discussion today because we haven't started the live stream proper. Because I've stopped singing. Would you? Let me report you to Minister Bijoy. I was singing one song that I just learned. I was singing that song, and Bijoy was dancing with emoji. And then when I now missed one of them, it's not that one I missed that day. You come and taught me. You taught me. What did you teach me that day? Like, what's that song you taught me? Taught me, teach me. Which one? Well, whichever one, people can choose anyone that is correct. Which song was that? Anyway, it's not the same like today. Today is a different one, though. And I was singing my song that I just learned happily. And Bijoy Special was using dancing emoji with me. As soon as I missed one line, he said, Mifechi, what are you singing up and down? She said I was singing up and down. I said to her, I'm going to drop the link so you can come and sing up and up. And she's not coming. Can't even remember the song now. That's it. That's how serious. I can't even remember the song. Would you may know that song? What is it? Ooh, what is that song? I was singing. You that know the song. Well, remember the song I was singing that you are laughing. Remember it now. Before we put two legs into one trouser. Yeah, I've got it. Do you know this song? I've got my mind. While I was singing up. Can you imagine? She said, Mommy Fetch, why are you singing up and down? I said, I'm going to drop the link and I want you to sing up and up. But she doesn't want to come. That's what she said. You can imagine. Song I just learned that I didn't even know that I would remember. She's sort of applauding me and saying, you just heard that song and you're singing it like, instead of saying that, she told me I'm singing up and down. But she has paid for that by joining my membership, so I'll let her off. She just joined my membership after telling me about up and down. She joined the membership. She bribed me, so I won't talk about that again. But Uju, the song is like this. Then you may know it because you are very good with singing. Hey, I remembered it now. Where did it go? I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. I've got my mind made up and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. Then he says, goodbye. Hey, goodbye, pleasures of sin. I stay no longer with you. I made up my mind to live God's way the rest of my life. I made up my mind to live God's way the rest of my life. Something like that. Was I singing up and down? Didn't I get it? That's something like that. Anyway, right. Let's sing one more. We pray and we can start. I've got my mind made up. Yeah, I know you do. We know it. I got my mind made up, and I won't turn back until I see one day. I got my mind made up, and I won't turn back because I want to see my Savior one day. Yeah, I just overheard that song and I loved it. I loved it. Ihe niile banyere m na-emetụ Chukwu n'obi, echiche udo, ọganiru ka ọ na-echere m, ọ gaghị ekwe ka echiche ndị iro mezue. Amara Chineke ọbara ụba n'ebe anyị nọ, ihe niile banyere anyị na-emetụ Chukwu anyị n'obi, echiche udo, ọganiru ka ọ na-echere anyị, ọ gaghị ekwe ka echiche ndị iro mezue. Amara Chineke ọbara ụba n'ebe anyị nọ, ihe niile banyere m na-emetụ Chukwu m n'obi, echiche udo, ọganiru ka ọ na-echere m, ọ gaghị ekwe ka echiche ndị iro mezue. Amara Chineke ọbara ụba n'ebe anyị nọ. Amara Chineke bara ụba n'ebe anyị nọ. God's mercy, God's favor is just too much. Because there are things that will happen sometimes in your life. There was somewhere we're supposed to be on Thursday this week, but we couldn't go because of something, just a challenge that just came like that. That meant that we couldn't drive to that place. And it's a very important occasion. On Thursday, it's a funeral. And this person that passed away were very, very close. And the wife, when I told her the night before that this is what is going on, that we can't come, I was in tears when I was speaking to her. She said I should stop. That anything that will make us not to come to this funeral, that is nothing is serious, and that she will be praying for us. It wasn't something very serious, but it was serious enough to make us not to go. So, did we want to share this with anybody? Because they would say, oh, is this one? Is that one? Even though we went to Nigeria and came back, this is now July, we came back since January. Say, hey, that time people went to Nigeria, did anybody shake your hand? Can you imagine that kind of question? Did anybody shake my hand when we went to Nigeria 7 months ago? Because something just started happening, and you were like, what's this? What's all this trash? What's this coming? How can it be something that? So why are we like this? Why must it be that we can't even have little skin or any kind of health that people will not think is something else? Yes, God's grace is sufficient for us. Yes. So that's why I sang that song, that everything that concerns us. So whatever, you might be walking around, you're just doing your own thing, because we're human beings, no matter how careful we are. When it comes to looking after our health here, oh my God, we don't joke. As I said, that's the only place I can easily spend any amount of money without thinking about how much did this cost, what's it to do with health. But did it prevent this skin thing to just start coming up? No. But God is in perfect control. But for anybody who even think, when we went home, when did you go? Which home? The one I'm going to go next, or the one I've been and back? No. We should not be reasoning like that or thinking like that. It's not appropriate. And for me and Hobby, we've believed that our belief has always been that nobody can do anything to us because of the type of heart we have, because of the type of thing we do for underprivileged orphans, people who need our help. We pray, even if we don't give them financially, we pray. So God will not allow anybody to come and do anything or do any nonsense with us. That's why I don't worry. When we traveled the last time, people were like, hey, when you go there, be careful. Of course, it's good to be careful anywhere you are. But that will not scare me from going anywhere. If anything happens, I know that it's God's will. But God will allow anything to happen, mortal being, to do anything to me, and I'll be afraid, oh, it may be this, it may be that. No, let us not be like that. And that is what made me to sing this song. Akaya. Vijay, were you in the church on the day we did our celebration? Maybe you are not. This song, this song, the day we did our celebration, if you watch the video, I don't know whether it was there. Akaya, because the bishop that came to preach from Otrugbo is a very good friend. We are all here together in the UK before he now went back to Nigeria to become Bishop of Otrugbo. He's not an Igbo man, but he loves this song. So that day in the church, during our special day in the village, I said I have a special number for our friend Bishop. So the number now took over when we were doing the Thanksgiving, the whole church, everybody, we sang this song. That was what we used for our Thanksgiving. So let me sing it before we now pray and go into this. Akagaya, Aka Jehovah neme mao, Olebubeya, Keneruani nebaino, Isi ikendo, Kenani atata, Aka Jehovah. Yes, but I was outside the church. Okay. So you didn't hear me sing. The whole church, everywhere, the choir left me. The choir, I said, can we sing another one? They said, no, let's continue to until you finish the Thanksgiving. So I sang this all through the Thanksgiving and it was good. Aka Jehovah, Aka Jehovah Never, Olebubeya, Kene Rugari Never know. Isi Kendo, Kenadi Atata, Aka Jehovah Never. One more time. Aka Jehovah Never. Oluwabumeya, Kene Ruhari Never know. Isi Kendo, Kenadi Atata, Aka I don't think there's any non-Igbo here so far, but for people who will replay, Aka means hand, and Aka Jehovah means the hand of Jehovah, the hand of God. Aka Jehovah, the hand of God does good. Always, his marvelous deeds, his interpretation. Always, which means Olebube. Olebube is a marvelous thing, isn't it? Faithful, marvelous, something like that. Anyway, that hovers around us. That's basically what the song is saying, that the hand of God is holding us, is overshadowing us, and his mercies, just in a literal interpretation. Yeah. Okay. Right. Before we pray, let me. Okay. Let us pray. Goodness, mercy, love, etc. Yeah, it's just something like that. That's what the song is saying. Just a short, yeah. So, Visual Special, thanks once again for joining my membership. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Our gracious Father and our Lord, we come before your presence once again as we normally do on Sunday afternoons. We thank you for making it possible for us to be here today. Thank you for everyone present. Thank you for those who are going to join us later. Thank you for those who are going to replay this live stream. I pray that all we're going to discuss today will be beneficial and that it will be interactive as well, because it's every little thing that happens within relationships, within families, within marriages that we're going to be talking about today. So I pray that we are all going to benefit from the discussion today. And thank you for each and every one of us. Whatever challenges that we are facing, or we've already faced, or that we are bound to face, because as long as we are alive and breathing, there's bound to be challenges. We pray, Lord, that you take absolute control of everything and be with us this afternoon as we discuss, that we will benefit from all the discussions this afternoon. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Thank you. Okay, we don't have a lot of people in the house today. I know that how this live stream does is that as you are saying, thank you for joining me in that prayer. As we are talking, then more people will be coming, and then you keep going backwards and forward. But what I think I should do is just go on and start discussing. And if people join us later, they can replay to see what they have missed. But there's something that actually prompted this red flag, and then other things now coming up. I'm like, okay, we need to talk about this. It's not something that we are not already aware of, but this particular one really made me, I was shocked. I didn't know that something like this can happen, and it's a very big red flag. And yeah, Funke AA, Even Spice told me that she'll be here today because I told her that she missed last week when we addressed love language. She told me that she won't. Where are you? I know. She told me that she won't miss today. But on Sundays like this, people are busy doing various things. Yeah, people are busy doing various things. Musisi, I saw Musisi, okay, not today. Maybe it was yesterday that he dropped like an emoji to say that he's aware of this live stream, but obviously he's not here. But it's okay. It may well be that people are busy. I don't even want this live stream to be too long so that people who are not here can easily replay. So what made me, the scenario that actually made me to talk about this red flags in marriages is the fact that a lady who is about to be married, they haven't actually done the church wedding, but they've done the traditional things, but they haven't done the church wedding. And then there was an argument. I don't know what the girl's mom said or did to the proposed son-in-law. And he lost it. He lost it and slapped her. Did you get me? He slapped the mother-in-law. And somebody was some comments were like, well, you don't know what she did or what she said. Excuse me, whatever she did or said did not warrant that. There's no excuse to make. And the questions people were asking was, do you think that this girl will be safe in that marriage? Slap? Yes, the mother-in-law to be. And people were like, should this girl continue with this marriage or not? I was disturbed by some of the things some ladies, young ladies were saying. Serious red flag. That is the main thing that brought me to this discussion today, plus other things that we're going to be talking about. This is a serious red flag. If he does not have any respect for your mother and slapped your mother in front of you, if it was done when you were not there, and maybe he denied it and said, oh, it's not true. How can I slap your mom, this and that? But it's God that allowed him to do it in your presence, to tell you that this is not your husband. I had a call, so I was off. I'm sure. No, you haven't missed a lot. We're just starting now. Before, we're just talking about various things. Blessed, yeah, we're just talking about various things. What do we even talk about? Be joy. We talked about various things. I told them about how, no, we haven't really gone into the proper discussion. We're just starting, and I'm just telling them the red flag, what happened that made me to want us to talk about red flag today, and which is, I don't know whether you overheard me when you are coming in, Blessed, the fact that this man was getting married to somebody's daughter. I don't know what the mother-in-law said. It was only what she said. She never hit him or do it. Whatever he said in my mouth. We women, sometimes we will talk without a measure, but that does not warrant what the son-in-law to be. You can imagine son-in-law to be. What if he now marries their daughter proper and takes the daughter to his house? And that mother-in-law, will she ever step in that house? So I don't know what happened. And he gave a dirty slap to the mother-in-law in front of the girl she was about to marry. Some people say that if it's them, they will turn around and slap him twice and walk away, and that will be the end of the marriage. But two rights does not make it right. Two wrongs doesn't make it right, But that was how they felt that should be handled. We sang, prayed, and discussed little about economy. Yes, exactly. That's what we did. Thank you. B-Joy, anybody who has you in a class has a good, attentive student. She gets it all in. She can be naughty where she wants to be. I'll report, be blessed. She's telling you what we did. She hasn't told you what she also did. She did something, but I've forgiven her because she joined my membership today. So I won't tell you what she did. I will report her to you. Let's leave that one. If he can slap her mother-in-law, how about his own mother and sisters? Yes, and the wife that he's going to marry. Never mind his own side, though. Never mind that one, though. Then how about the wife? That person's daughter. If you don't have any respect for her mom, what respect will you have for her? And what kind of marriage would that be? Because that mother will be so scared to come and to her daughter's, where her daughter is married into. She will be so, in fact, there shouldn't be any marriage. But what surprised me and some people was that this one or two said, well, we don't know what she did to provoke him, so he should just go and apologize. And if he apologizes, they should just forget about it and get on with what they're doing. I'm like, really? Yeah. And people still think that marriage will continue. To me, that's a big red flag. If that girl continued with that marriage, she'll be getting her own slap every single day. And if she thinks that it's okay, that she's done, he has been doing the same to the, probably that's the thing. That's the thing. Because if she has not, how can she have that courage to do that to her own mom? Maybe she's been doing that. And some ladies, that brings me to all these red flags and things happening in marriages. Some ladies are just so desperate. Let me use the word desperation now, because one or two that I've heard recently as well, it shows some level of desperation. Why are you so desperate to get married? He just showed who he is to his mother-in-law. Absolutely. That should be the end of it, for your sanity. But the girl in question, according to the story, wanted to continue. Oh my God. No amount of crime shall warrant that. No. He don't even think about it. Never mind doing it. Yes, the lady has been enduring and she wants to continue enduring. And there are two things there. The lady is from last side. God, may God help us not to be so poverty-stricken that we have to bend to anything, that we have to succumb to anything because of poverty. God forbid. Say God forbid. Let it not be anybody's portion. That money, useless money, was what was controlling this man. And the person that was slapped did not take too much offense. And he started saying, oh, is it just because of this thing I said? Okay, Mbano, leave it, don't do it, or whatever. Hey! Poverty is a bastard. I'm sorry to use that word. So the thing that the woman did not even take offense. Well, she took offense, but she tried to, and the person did not apologize. And both herself and daughter already making some excuses for him because they want that marriage by all means. That is a huge red flag. Before you know it, that money you're not going to see, your daughter you're not going to see. Is that what you want? Do we all have to get married? I ask this question all the time. People will say to me, well, what do you want me to answer? You've been married yourself for many years. But yes, but still, I don't advocate marriage. Marriage does not define a woman. Poverty is a big problem. And that was what happened on this occasion. And if this lady, this woman that was slapped and her daughter continue with that marriage, more will happen. A life or lives may be lost. Is it better? It's not better for you to be in your poverty state and be alive and be praying and be hustling that one day God will make a way for you. People are rushing into marriage and they will tell you that if the person is not this or that, and they're not going to get married. So there was a very big red flag. But this girl was prepared to continue with that marriage. And the one that surprised me more was that the mother who was slapped still said that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have. And then started blaming herself. No. God forbid poverty. Passing through a lot at the time of marriage. What kind of marriage is that? There's no marriage there. People are going through a lot of lack of emotional intimacy. Yeah, in the house with your husband, a woman will be the one asking the husband, oh, it has been how many days we have not met, this and that. And the man don't care. The woman will be the one apologizing all the time, whether she's the one that is wrong or she's the one that is right. Big red flag. And what the sad thing about this is that some of these things were happening when they were courting, when people were courting, and they would think that, oh, when we get married, it's because we're not yet married. Big red flag. What do you mean that because we're not yet married, you are hoping to get married, and this person is doing this? No, they don't care about your emotion. I'm now using a different example, something else that was shared with me recently. You have to beg for everything. The woman has to beg for everything, including intimacy, including things that married couples should be doing freely. The man using it to punish her. What kind of punish? What do you mean by punish her? That means you're doing something outside there. What kind of marriage is that? Big red flag. Another one that happened recently is about this Japa. This person is in Nigeria, the guy is in the diaspora. Introduction, because he wanted to get somebody, because where he lives, I don't want to mention the country, but in the diaspora, where he lives, his mates who married people around from there, who are our people, it didn't work. So he now wants somebody that will come from home, so that at least he will mold the person how he wants it. But the man in question was very proud and arrogant, and think that he's doing the lady a favor by asking her hand in marriage anyway, while he's abroad and he's lived there for some years. So when he traveled home to meet her and liked her and everything. But the communication, he obviously went back. The communication continued for them to now know how they agreed to get married, for them to start doing some things at home before they now come back for marriage and all the rest of it. But the way he talks to the girl over the phone, sometimes he will drop the phone on her and you won't hear from her for 3 days. The girl will go in the corner and be crying and tell her friends, oh, look at that. He hasn't called for 3 days. So I don't know. They're thinking that there's something wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He just chose to do that. And then later on, he said, I did that just to test your love for me, to know whether you actually love me. Is it the man doing this now or the woman? But it's the man. And the woman will be there for 3 days. She won't eat. She'll be beside herself crying. Red flag. Telling me that you just want to test what? So this was happening, but eventually this girl was adamant. She wants to travel. You see how the situation of things in Nigeria now. Who wouldn't want to travel? She wants to get out. She wants to go there, and she thinks that she's doing it because of long distance relationship. That when they start living together, when he meets him there, that things will change. That they'll be, they'll gel better. For somebody that you don't even know before. If you had known each other before he traveled and you know a little bit about him, but this introduction, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But on this occasion, it was happening like that. The man did not hide who he was, but the lady did not want to recognize all that. Her priority is to leave to Japan. When you go there, she will sort it out. They will be fine, but they will now be together and they can sort things out. Lo and behold, he did everything. Everything was done, all the traditional things, and then she went over. But when she went over, she now knew that she made a big mistake, because what the man was doing over the phone or when they were a distant relationship was even worse now when she came there. He now starts telling her, talking to her in a way that just trying to tell her literally that I did you a favor by bringing you back here. So whatever I say, you do, and so on. And obviously, she hasn't got anything doing. The man is the only one working. They're just married. They haven't even had children yet. So the woman can easily help her to get something. But he said, no, I don't want you to work. I just want you to be at home. Because by God's grace, we'll start having children and all the rest of it. And she agreed. So she's always at home. It's like a prisoner in her own home. The man is the only one that goes out and comes in. And he monitors everything she does. Don't even know whether he connected his own phone to her phone. Something like that. The control was too much. She was enduring because she wants to come abroad. It got too much that she doesn't even allow to communicate with her parents, with her relatives who are looking forward. Now that she's now abroad, she's going to start, once people go abroad, next thing, they start sending money to us, they start doing this to us, but they don't even hear from her, never mind sending anything. It was just going on. And because he did not allow her to have an open discussion with other people, it became so difficult. That guy needs to go on rehab. I know. So, Spice is in the building. You're very welcome, my dear. There's only a few of us today. We're just going to discuss this briefly, and then we don't want the live stream to be too long so that others can replay. I know you're very busy, my dear, but thank you for joining us. We just discussed about a man who slapped her mother-in-law to be. I don't know what she did, and still the daughter still wants that marriage to go ahead. The mother-in-law that was slapped still wants the marriage to go ahead because of poverty, because they just want her to get married to that person. So we are saying that was a very big red flag. And we're now talking about somebody in Nigeria, somebody in the diaspora wanting to marry her. And there were so many red flags which the girl chose to ignore and still traveled to meet this man. And when she went there, the red flag was even expanding, because for communication, there was no communication. Her views are not sought about anything. Big red flag here. Her views were not sought about anything. As far as the man is concerned, it's like having a slave in your home. And he knows what he's doing. He don't want her to have open discussions with people, because he knows that once he's talked to one or two people, he knows what will happen. But eventually, something happened, and it was going on and on and on. And this girl, and the parents were getting worried. So they know one or two people around the area, and they were asking about her. They don't see her, that they don't come to the events and whatever. So somebody has to ask the man, invite him for an event. And then reluctantly he went, and he has to take his wife, went with his wife, and that was it. From that opening, he shared some one or two things with some friends, but they saw her the way she was looking anywhere. That was wickedness. That's a narcissistic behavior. Why will you even do that if you're not prepared for marriage? Why did you not leave her where she is? Why did you not do what your friends are doing where you are in the diaspora and marry from there? Because you know that people in the diaspora knows WhatsApp, and that if you do anyhow, they'll give you anyhow. So you want to go home and get somebody that you can now maltreat. That is wickedness. Yes, pure wickedness. Pure wickedness. So certain red flags, we have to make sure that we have our eyes open. One of them is this money, flashing money on people, and because of poverty, people will just ignore the red flag because they want money. Yeah, the man was just so wicked and horrible. It was like the girl was just like a slave, and she was just such a lovely girl. From what I heard, very well brought up, and she just that kind of person now. Whatever your husband does, that's the advice mother gave her when she was. Whatever she said, do please do that. Or respect your husband and all the rest of it. And he took advantage of that. But then things came out in the open. In a nutshell, there's no marriage there now because the situation was so bad that when they came to that event, people could see that this person, there's something not quite right. She's been here for how many months now and she's still looking like this. She looks so withdrawn. She looks so afraid. When people ask her question, instead of answering, she was looking at the husband, and they're like, this is like a graduate. Were telling me about graduates in Nigeria. Some of the graduates, when they talk, you wonder which university did this one attend. But anyway, she was a graduate in Nigeria. But the way she was, like a recluse, she wouldn't talk, she wouldn't do anything they say. You'd be like, what's that? And this. And the woman, he would look at the man will say, do like this to her. And before she would do anything. So people became worried. And that was how the slavery, yes, in 2024. Anna Amaya Official, you're very welcome. We're talking about some wicked acts that people do, which we see as serious red flag in marriage. And share done. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know we don't have much people in the house. I'm hoping that people will watch this later. But so another red flag that in that particular relationship, or another one, there's a lot of things. My dear, if you listen to things going on in this world that we are in now, you wonder, must we? I still ask this question: must every woman get married? Marriage does not define anybody. I know people who were unmarried and they had so much fulfillment in their lives, and if they choose to have companion in the form of children, they go and adopt one or two and they'll raise them up and they'll be with them and they will just give a child or two home and they live their lives. But people go on and on and on to get married because people are age shaming them into getting married. So another red flag is communication. When there's no communication or proper communication, when you want to communicate, you want to tell your spouse that this is what you don't like, this is what is going on. The person don't want to know. They're like, what do you want me to do? And stuff like that. That is not communication anymore. You want them to sit down. Let me tell you how I feel. I don't really like this or like that. Oh, they don't. Who are you to tell me what you like and what you don't like? Big red flag. When you're not allowed to communicate, you're not allowed to share how you feel. Yes, marriage is not a do or die. But people have to understand this and stop shaming people into marriage. You see that in the village or in the town where they live. Look at Mama Nkechi. Mama Nkechi, who's there? Look at all her daughters. They're there. My own, before they get to 21, they're married. My own, before they get to this, they're married. And so, and Mama Nkechi will not be very unhappy. And she'll go into the house and she'll start rebooking her daughters. Don't see me. Why is it these men that sees other people don't see you people? You see? They are now pushing their daughters out. You don't know what those men that see those people, what they see and what they saw, or in under what circumstances. You don't even know. You are now allowing what people say to make you be like that to your daughters and push them into one of these narcissists who call themselves husbands. So, please, and also coming abroad. Because of the situation of things, people want to jackpot. And once anybody abroad says jack, they'll say, or jump, they say, how high? I'm ready. Without even thinking everything through. And they think that when they come there, it will be okay. No, it won't be okay. It won't be okay. It will get worse because there's so much loneliness in this country. People are so busy. Nobody has time for you. No, nobody has time for you. Everybody is going to work. Some people have got 3 jobs. The only time you see them, they will come out and celebrate a little bit. It's any or Wambe. They will come for the party on Saturday or whatever. You won't see them again until for the rest of the week. You won't even hear them on the phone because they don't have the time to talk. They are going from one job to the other, one job to the other. Nobody has your time. So if you are not, so let me drink. So if you're not close with your spouse, you're going to be very lonely. You are going to be very, very lonely if you are not close with your spouse. So, oh, Anna, another one. You did, oh God, thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate your support so much. Please appreciate my super chatter, Anna. Appreciate my new member, B Joy Special. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you both today for the super chat and for being joining my membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Loneliness is on a different level abroad. Yes. You know, loneliness have caused people to develop all sorts. Someone by the side asked him what the wife did. He said he used to hit her, but he just found out that his wife is making new friends and telling them that he used to hit her. Okay, I didn't even get the beginning of yours. Let me see what you said. Wow. That's another thing. This red flag is 2 ways, though. It's not only the man being horrible. Some women can be so and so as well, honestly. One bricklayer guy was telling someone yesterday that he has sent his wife packing. Someone by the side asked him what the wife did. He said he used to hit her, but he just found out that his wife is making new friends and telling them that he used to hit her. See, that's why he had to send her packing. So he wants her to remain there and be receiving the beating, and one day she will buy, and that's when people will now hear. Silly, silly. That man is supposed to be married? No. So when I say that marriage does not define a woman, and marriage is not for everyone, it's not just for women. Men, you don't have to get married. You don't have to. I've known some men who are in their 50s now that are not married, either because they've had some bad experience or they've seen how their friends married when they said, you know what, I won't bother. And they've been on their own. So marriage does not define a man or a woman. Yes, she's free now. That's it. You can't be there. Why would you even marry somebody and be hitting that person? What does that mean? The two have become one. Can anybody suddenly start hitting themselves? If the two have become one, why are you hitting the other person? I don't even get it. Even to raise voice or to use abusive words and things like that. Never mind hitting. Why? If you don't think that, that's why we have to be very careful and don't rush into marriage. Wait and make sure that you're compatible to some extent. You don't have to be 100% compatible because they're not even people who are born from the same parents are not 100% the same. But at least there are things you want in marriage. There must be something the man wants in a woman. There must be something you want in a man. Find out during your discussions whether those things are in place. If they are not, please don't manage. You don't say I'll manage it or they will change. No, they will not change. Over the years, husband and wife may start speaking the same language because they are now so used to each other. That's the type of change that may happen over the years in marriage. where you're both completing each other's sentence, you both know what each other is thinking or what each other will like, or if you want to maybe gift somebody and you want it, ask, it happens with us here, say to have, oh, how much do you think? And he'll say, how much do you think? And what I say, he'll be what he has in mind, and vice versa. So that kind of understanding will start coming. But when it comes to behavior, somebody that's slapped your mother, hey, be joy now. See Nigeria. See somebody in Nigeria. See another one from Anna. Today, what is going on? Be joy. Child. Especially you from Nigeria. And Anna, you just spoil me. Each time you come here, it's just too much. Hey. Oh, wow. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you so much, both of you. A membership. There's super sticker. Another one from Anna as well. And she's already done one before. Thank you so much. I appreciate this so much. Thank you. So, if you think that the person is going to change, you're going to change the person, no. I've just shared with you the type of change or type of understanding that might happen over the years when you understand each other more and stuff like that. But when it comes to changing how the person behaves, you can't. Even the person's mother did not change him or her. Never mind you, who got married to him or her maybe in your 20s or in your 30s. What made you think that you're going to change that person? Or what made you think that, oh, he's doing like that because we're only courting. When we get married, he will change? No. Big red flag. Thank God that they even showed who they were during your courtship. That's the time you're going to discuss it. Discuss it and say to them, tell them then that you're not happy about this. If they're prepared to change, or because they can only change if they want to change, you can't change them. So just tell them how you feel about certain situations. And if they think, oh, really? I didn't even realize it this way or that way. Okay, I'm going to work on this. That's so different. That is somebody that really wants that relationship or that marriage to work. But if you tell that person and they're like, here, this one that I've been doing, even with my hair, another red flag, they start referring to their exes. Even when I had my other girlfriend that we split, this thing was even nothing. I was doing worse than this. Big red flag. They're now referring to their ex. That I was even doing that. They're bragging with their exes, what they've done and what they haven't done. Red flag. Another one, maybe there's a one that they've been married before, it didn't work. Second time it didn't work, third time it didn't work. I think there's something Uju, I was listening to in Uju's channel recently, talking about something to do with that. And yeah, the person had been married before, first, second, third, it didn't work. Do you think now that it will work? There's two schools of thoughts there. One is that maybe this fourth marriage is going to, this may be now that he's found his wife. Maybe the first, second, and third, he got it wrong. And they were his wife. So maybe this fourth one, it may work. Some people have gone like that, and that their last bus stop became, that their fourth one became their last bus stop. And they lived happily ever after and grew old together. Even though, both man and woman, even though they married before, first, second, third, and it didn't even work. Some people will give up at that stage. But for that person to still want to try again means that maybe it's not entirely his fault that those ones failed. It may well be his fault because those ones cannot tolerate what he was doing. But this fourth one, that thing that he was doing might be very good behavior to her. You see, we are also different. There are things I see or hear that people tolerate. I'm like, for what now? No way, I can't. You see, so we're so different. What I may tolerate, you may not tolerate, and what works for me may not work for you. So that fourth marriage for that man, they were talking about red flag, and that's why he divorced 3 times. But he went to that fourth one, and that was his last bus stop, and then he lived happily ever after with that woman. But most people will judge people from the first one failed. second one failed, third one. Who is the problem here? And sometimes when you look at it, actually, is that person that has been going about that is the problem. Because what happened to the first one happened to the third one, second one, and the third one. But sometimes they move to the next one, it will work out because that person understood them. So all I'm trying to say is that we must not judge people because of previous failed relationship or previous failed marriage that they divorced or whatever. Obviously, if you don't know what was going on then, it's not every divorce that is caused by the man. It may well be the woman's fault, you know. So we have to watch these things and don't judge people. And don't think that because you have failed before, you're going to fail again. No, it doesn't work like that. The Anthony's family, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. You're welcome. So that can be a red flag when your spouse keep talking or husband to be keep talking about my previous girlfriend, my previous fiance or whatever. Wouldn't have mind about this. We're not talking about her. We're talking about me. So that's a big red flag. And if they tell them, please, I don't want to know about your exes, what they tolerate and what they don't. This is me. And I'm telling you, I can't tolerate this. I'm telling you, I don't like this. So you have to go with what you have there and not what your ex liked or did not like. And if they continue and they did not stop, please, that's a big red flag. Run. You don't have to force marriage. Marriage is not to be forced. Marriage should just flow. And if it's not flowing, patch your ways and don't have any regrets. If you don't feel safe in a marriage, in a relationship, you don't feel safe. You have to always be, even when you're sleeping, you're not sure of this person lying beside you in the name of husband or husband to be. I'm not safe with this person. That's a big red flag. Don't wait until you are no more and your story will be told. If you don't feel safe and your mind is telling you there's something about this person, I don't feel safe around them, that's a big red flag. Act on it. Let us stop hearing some of the stories and some of the things that break the heart that we hear because people are ignoring red flags. You know, they are jealous always jealous. Then everything you do, they will be suspecting you. Where have you been? Why are you doing this? Who are you talking to on the phone? What is this? What kind of thing is that? No trust. That's a big red flag. That's a massive red flag. So we have to be very, very careful and be sure of what we're going into when it comes to this relationship, because some of the things that have been happening, some of the issues people are having will not be happening if people pay attention to red flags. But sometimes they're just ignored. Oh, it's only because of this that they start making excuses. Why are you making excuses for somebody? And when they know that you're that kind of person, they will be doing more. They'll be gaslighting. They will just be giving you psychological abuse. If they think that physical abuse will be shown, they start psychological abuse. They are just adding salt to your injury all the time. And then some of them will use money to pacify you. And people will just fall for that because money controls many people. People are using, I'm still here. Okay, my dear. I don't know. Let me actually, I'm talking too much. Let me drop the link in case anybody has anything to say, because this is supposed to be interactive. I don't even know why I haven't dropped the link since. Because there may be other things I want people to please come up and talk. Another red flag is toxic families on each side. You are married to your wife, but they won't let her be. They won't let both of you be. They are always prognosing. What happened today? Why did you not answer our call in the morning? Was everything okay with you? You and that's your husband. Red flag. The way they'll be talking about your spouse, you'll be wondering. They would even make you to start questioning. If you're not strong, if you don't even know what you want in marriage, they'll make you to start questioning yourself. Did I actually make the right choice? Because you can have toxic family members. They can be either parents, they can be siblings, especially those siblings that are older than your husband, and they think that they are mama to their brother. And they will, shut up. I'm your senior sister. Those kind, they're everywhere. And the husband will not say anything without asking them first, without inquiring from them. The husband might be the first son sometimes, but they cannot make their own decision because of the type of family they come from. They have to always, I'll be right back. That's fine, my dear. And charge my phone. That's okay, my dear. You know? So when you have that kind of family, as I heard one, I don't know whose channel I was listening to that. In this 2024, a mother-in-law, because this person's mother is no more, mother-in-law came for the Omugo. And her main concern is that the daughter-in-law was wearing trousers. Was wearing trousers. This trouser and or no trouser, where is it even written to describe that trouser is, if not that where we came out into this world and see the dressing, that ladies wear skirts, they wear dress, men wear trouser. Where is it even written that when they say a man should not wear what belongs to man and woman should not wear, where is it spelled out that is trouser that they mean? Why would this kind of thing? We're talking about outer dressing. How about your inside? Your soul is what the Lord is looking at. So this mother-in-law came and saw that the lady that just had given birth to a baby was wearing trousers. Hey, what is this? Is that what my son sees here? Sees here, where? Who is the man in this house? If you look at somebody who just delivered 2 weeks ago, look at her with trousers. What is this one? Who is the man? And then until my son comes back. She came from Mugo. This lady just delivered. Her hormones are all over the place. And what is your main concern is that she was wearing trousers. But the shock was when the son came back. And the mother now complained to him, is that how you marry? What is this? So you are now a weakling. This is not the way I brought you up. We mother-in-laws, because I'm one of them, sometimes we overdo. So what will surprise you now is the reaction of the son then. Because if he's one of the ones I've raised up, if I won't be that silly to go to their homes and start causing confusion. I want them to have peace. I want things to work for them. I won't go there and start this kind of nonsense. But if it's one of the ones I raised, they'll turn around and say, Mom, thank you, but I'm happy with that. They'll put me in my place, and rightly so. But this one wasn't a man, it was a boy. So after the mom said that to him, he now went to the wife. He went in and saw that the wife was breastfeeding and said that, yeah, mama just told me this and that and that. And he said, the wife was like, hey, yes, I was waiting for you to come back to tell you, look at that. Mama came to watch you. The husband said, no, if that is what my mom said, then so be it. She said, what do you mean by so be it? So be it, meaning from now you stop wearing trousers. Why are some of these men and women getting married in the first place? This is the reaction of the man who's felt like he's old enough to get married and now have a child. That was his response to his mom. Now, I'm talking as a mom of boys who are getting married. So nobody can say that because no. So I know what I'm talking about. Your priority is to make sure that these two young people, that their marriage work. That if there's any complaint, be in the middle. If you have to say anything, be in the middle and just give them general advice. Oh, marriage is like this, my children. You are going to be okay. Even me and your dad, we are worse than this. It will be fine. And you work out pass. Don't go there and start saying, my son, my son, my son. Hey, he said, you can't be wearing that in my son's house. What kind of nonsense is this that women, mother-in-laws will be using this language all the time? My son's house. That means they don't even know what marriage is all about. How can I go now to one of my sons and say and start causing problem for the wife, and then I'll tell my son, I'll tell her, this is my son's house. How does it even sound? How does it even sound in the ear? This is my son's house, meaning that the wife is now somebody else. The two have become one. Which bit of it do some mother-in-laws don't understand? What do you mean by my son's house? Is he okay? Let's assume that it's your son's house. Thank God it's your son's house. Get ready and go to your own house. Yes, since it's your son's house, it's not your house. They open mouth and be talking nonsense and causing problems where there should not be any problem. But as I say, poverty should be denounced. And when I mean poverty, it doesn't mean poverty in money. Poverty, you may have money, but you have poverty mentality. Because the way you reason with some poverty, you have some poverty mentality. So what do you mean, my house? Not my house, my son's house. Who is your son? Your son is the husband to this lady who should now be your daughter. So it is their house, no longer your son's house. It is their house. By the way, you are a visitor there. So stay the number of time you want to stay and go back to your own house, since that is your son's house. So that was what caused problem for this family. The girl just had a baby. Her own mother is no more. The mother-in-law, which I am in position of now, as a mother-in-law, I'll go to one of my son's house and start talking nonsense, telling my daughter-in-law that this is my son's house. How does it even sound? And as I say, yes, poverty has a huge reason to play with it, but it's just not poverty, but the mentality of poverty. Some people are not poor, but they have poverty mentality. The way they reason, the way they still see things. Hello, this is 2024. It's no more those times that people do this nonsense and get away with it. So these are the red flags. Some relatives, some mother-in-law, some sister-in-law, some relatives, but it needs a strong man to be able to say, with all due respect, Mom, I like it this way. Please, I like it this way. I love my wife dressing like that. You, without respecting your mom, you say, Mom, I understand. I understand your feeling, how you feel about this, but she is my wife, and we agreed that she can dress like this. But she's not naked. I don't want all these naked ones. So that one, I will shut my eyes. I'll shut my eyes. I won't even go. I don't like naked one. I don't like people exposing. But when it's just that they're wearing trousers, what is trouser and what is dress? What is the difference? What is it all about? Where is it in the Bible that trouser, that what they say, you shouldn't wear men's clothing, that is trouser? Where is it? Or even if it's there, is it the only sin that women are committing, or that girl committed? How about you, mother-in-law? How many have you committed? Sometimes we just take things literally. We run with the ones that are comfortable with us, that we are comfortable with. We just run with that. We are pointing and accusing fingers. We are finding faults here and there. Well, our own fault is everywhere. And we are causing problems for ourselves. So in that kind of relation, that's a big red flag. Where your husband now came back, the police mother reported this and that, and he came to the room where you are breastfeeding a baby. He didn't even wait. He didn't even sort his mother out and say, Mom, you shouldn't have said that to her. That was our agreement. If you know, it's okay, Mom, don't worry. If you don't like it, it's okay, but we like it. Put your mom in her place in a nice way. Not in front of your wife, obviously, because when she was talking to you, your wife was inside the room breastfeeding the baby. So after he said that, what did you do? the man went into the room where the newly born, new mother was breastfeeding a baby and started saying that my mom told me this. And before he even said, the wife started reporting, this is what Mama said, oh, what is this now? He said, yes, see, that's what my mom said. In fact, she just told me, and so be it, meaning that is what has to be done. Oh, you're welcome. Oh. You're welcome. I've dropped the link. I really want one or two people to come and put their mouth in this red flag. There's a lot of red flag, but I'm just using some examples of words that came up. And one is about this person that slapped the mother-in-law, but the mother-in-law, because of poverty, they still want that marriage to go ahead. Her daughter still wants to marry the man, and the mother-in-law instantly forgave the son-in-law for slapping. That's a big red flag. That marriage shouldn't have gone ahead, because if he can slap your mom, he will be slapping you every single day, and maybe the next thing your body will be brought home. And that was a no-no. But that marriage still went ahead. Mary Queen Longman, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming. We are talking about red flags today. We have given a few examples already. And some of these things are things that can be avoided, but people just let themselves lose. And the red flag can be from the man, it can be from the woman. Some men are not men. Like this one I've talked about, that the mother-in-law was talking about what the wife was wearing, and he went and confronted the wife and said, if that's what Mama said, or Mommy said, so be it. That's not he shouldn't have married. He should have remained with his mom at home, even if he's 40. That's not the point. Marriage is not by age. Somebody might be 25 and more mature than somebody who is 35. And the person that is 25 is ready, but the 35-year-old is not ready. So it's not by age. So let us stop age shaming people. All your mates are married, and you're here. Yeah, look at you. Every man that comes, they'll just pass you and went to others because you are getting old. No. As I say, if you don't feel safe in any relationship, don't go ahead. It's a big red flag. You can't be looking over your shoulder in the name of marriage. What kind of marriage is that? Another red flag is double standards. What do I mean by double standard? They will be telling you, oh, don't do this. This is not good. You shouldn't do this. Maybe vice versa. But they're doing it themselves because they think that, yes, they are the head, or they are the boss, or they are getting more money. So they're saying one thing and doing the other. It's a big red flag. And as I said before, when they keep referring about their ex, my ex this, my ex that, they wouldn't have done, comparing you with them. It's a big red flag, because maybe you'll be the next person that will be compared. You'll be the next person that will become the ex. So we have to deal with that immediately and let them know that this is a no-no. It's either we continue this relationship, or if you want to go back to one of your exes, since you are an expert, then you can go, but don't keep telling me my ex did this or my ex wouldn't have done that. So why were they ex then? Why are you not with them? So that's a big red flag when they keep talking about nonsense to you all the time. And because you want to get married, you are accommodating that nonsense. You are there making you feel like a second-class citizen in the name of marriage, and you remain there because you don't want people to laugh at you that they were coming for her for marriage, and he suddenly stopped. Hey, oh yeah, one girl, hey, and they'll start laughing. Because of that, people just want to keep going because of what people will say. Whether you go in and be suffering there, or you stop the marriage, people will still say. So why do you have to care about what people say? People will clearly see red flags, and they will just be going because of what people will say, because of what the villagers will say. And the mother will say to her, hey, Pico, don't even say that again. I'm in the mothers' union. What would my people? What would they say? Because you know by now manage. When you go there, be managing like marriage is not like that. It's manage. See, this you from one and I back. I see. When you go there, just don't say that again, or that you won't go ahead. So this is now red flag. That mother is not helping because of her own shame. Wants to cover her own shame. She now pushed this girl who has seen the red flag and wants to run and wants to confide in her mom. This is what I'm seeing. This is what this man is doing. I don't really think I can get married to him. Shut up. Let them take their money back so that you can have your child alive. So you can have your child's mental health stable. A lot of people are suffering from mental problems because of what they put themselves into, because of or not seeing, or they've seen the red flag and they still went in. And parents, some parents are not helping. What kind of shame is that? Rather that you see, if you want to say I won't be part of your whatever union you belong to, that's okay. For my child's sanity, marriage is not a do or die affair. A man, if you're a man, you don't have to get married. If you're a woman, you don't have to get married unless you're ready and you want to get in there and get married and not be in prison and not be so emotionally drained every time you're struggling. Every time you're struggling to make this person understand you, to make things right, to appease this person, and it's all one-sided. Whether you are at fault, you are apologizing. Whether he or she is at fault, you are apologizing. The apology is only coming from one side. That's a big red flag. How long will you do this? I just want to apologize for peace to reign. You don't apologize when he's at fault. You don't apologize when she is at fault as well. And they clearly know that they are at fault. But because they know that you are a weakling, they know that if they say, you say, please, let's solve this. I don't want anybody to hear. I don't want my mother to know about my mom will not allow, won't want to hear this. They know that you are afraid to go back or to say anything. Then they will use that against you. That's a big red flag. That is not marriage. You don't have to get married. I keep repeating that. And I say that to lots of people. And some parents who have said, I know why. But I don't have 36 now. I need initial greeting. Ebu Naija, thank you so much for coming, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Somebody wants to come up. I've dropped the link now. I want people to come and say what their own experience, because obviously I was saying, I don't know whether you were here when I was saying that I was listening to one of your videos. Can't remember what is. I made a comment there. What was that again? Something similar that we are talking about. I made a comment there, but it's to do with this kind of nonsense type of relationship where people. I only watched that video recently. Why can't I remember? But I made a comment there, and it's something that is going on all the time, and we have to be speaking out. We should not allow these things to happen. We should not allow people to be making us feel less of a human because of marriage. No. Some people are very happy unmarried. They are fulfilling their destiny. They are fulfilling their purpose. They're fulfilling their purpose. Somebody is here to rescue me.
Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, everyone. I said, let me quickly jump on before I'll get busy, because before you know it, they'll begin to distract me. So,
yeah.
You say this topic, red flag, is something that I would say most times. But let me let me run from there. most times we see these red flags. They are very, very obvious. In fact, what some of us see, or most people see, are billboards, not even red flags. The signs are so big, they are so glaring, but because of that desperation to get married, to avoid societal stigma, to avoid people saying, oh, she's 30, 35, she's not married. Even as a man, it's the same thing with men. You know, to avoid people saying, oh, Fogoli, you are 45, you're not married yet. All your mates have children now, they're in the university, you are just starting, or you want to just start buying Pampers. All these things, all these pressures are the reason why most people overlook this big billboard. In fact, most is not red flag, it has gone beyond red flag. Something that is so obvious. I was watching a video yesterday where, forgive my manners, everyone in the chat. I'm sorry. Greetings, everyone. I was just hurrying to get out from these people. Greetings, everyone. Oh, yo, Juma, Yoma. Hey, thank you so much. Let me even say, Mommy, help me thank Uju. Uju just blessed my heart recently. She just blessed my heart. Thank you so much, Mommy. Help me tell her special thank you. Yes, she did. Yes.
Thank you so much.
For no reason. She just dreamt about me and just said, hey. And she's always checking up on me on Instagram. Always. Kedu Kime, she's always checking up on me. And recently she just blessed my life again. Thank you so much, Manyoma. Greetings, everyone, Naija Mama, and everyone in the chat. So before I go on.
Thank you for coming. Yes.
Ma?
Yeah. No, I'm just greeting Belinda. Belinda Melvin just came in. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw a video on Facebook yesterday. A lady whose boyfriend bought a wig. One side of her face has mark. Obviously, the guy must have beaten her black blue first. But he gifted her something. And people who know her, people who then saw that this one has been beaten. She already has blue eyes or dark eyes before the wig. Tomorrow she'll go ahead and marry this guy because he's buying her stuff, because he can afford to buy her wig of 150,000, because he can afford to do this thing money bouquet for her. So most times it is out of desperation, out of selfish reasons that people choose to ignore the red flags. If we can tell ourselves the truth, most of these red flags, if we had listened, if we had looked at it, would have avoided them.
Yes.
Most women are regretting same thing as men. Today, had I asked them, did you see these signs? Point to these signs, they will say yes, they saw it, but they thought you can't change any man. I was saying this in the chat. You can't change any man, you can't change any woman. Once the person is grown, people choose to change for who they love. People choose to change and make adjustments to accommodate others. People choose to change because they know that this lifestyle or this behavior isn't right.
Yeah.
So they choose to change. But for you as a woman, as a man, to want to change your partner, it's not possible.
No.
Unless they are willing on their own. When you point out something to them the first time, they say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. If you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have known. If you hadn't pointed it out. But for somebody to say, you want to change me, or why are you telling me this is my life, this is how I've been, that person is not ready to change. Leave the person to live in you. Either accommodate that nonsense or you carry your bag and leave. Because you can't change a full-grown adult.
No.
That video you were talking about the man that has been married 3 times. This is a sports marriage. Look, we cannot really judge by that. This may be the fault may not be from him. In as much as this is a red flag, it may also not be from him. It could be that he's meeting the wrong people. He's meeting the wrong women. Maybe. Because nobody's perfect. That he has been married once, twice, 3 times, or 4 times doesn't mean that the problem is his. Maybe he has been making the wrong choices. Because we make wrong choices as human beings. We make wrong choices. We get carried away by frivolous things for stupid reasons. We make wrong choices.
Absolutely.
And when we realize those choices, I can decide that, oh, this, I have been making wrong choices. This time around, I want to deliberately, I want to be intentional about the kind of woman I marry, about the kind of man I end up with. I want to be intentional. Some people are not intentional from the onset. They just decide to, come more because every other person is getting married. But by the time you realize your mistake in your choices, you stop looking at bum bum. You start looking at big breasts. You stop looking at foundation face. You now decide to go for the real wife material, a woman with sense. Somebody cannot say, no, the problem is you.
Yeah.
If he wants to get it right this time around, all I owe him is prayers. And so I pray this time it works. But there are people who have made these mistakes, and at the end, they get it right. Even if the problem is from them, they work on themselves and then get it right. Because nobody is perfect. I can be the wrong woman. And then, because I have been the wrong woman, I've realized the harm it does to my life. I've realized my shortcomings. I can decide that my next one is going to be better, and I'm intentional and deliberate about making the right choice. And that doesn't mean that the next person I will marry, the marriage will pack up, or the same thing will happen. No. If you choose to change, you realize your mistake as a person, you choose to work on yourself and change, then it can work out for you. So these red flags are there. They're all over, both for men and women. But we ignore. We choose not to look until we have been stung. Then we realize that, we saw the red flag from the onset.
Yeah.
That's when we realize that we made a mistake.
Yeah, by then it's too late. Maybe 1 or 2 children or 3, and they are now saying, "Oh, I'm staying because of the children." Now, children now become the reason why they are staying until they pass away there, and the children will still be there and even suffer more.
Children will leave.
Beginning. Yeah, and
okay, let me say this before I leave. There's one woman that was sharing something with us yesterday. She said she went to visit one of her girls, the girl working for her, that the girl has been so good and helpful to her business. She's a single mother, separated. So that this girl has been very helpful and supportive and hardworking. So she went to visit the girl at her home to see her mother, and to also appreciate the mother for raising a wonderful young lady like that. She's a teacher. The girl teaches in her school. So she went there and to also gift the girl something with her mother. She met the mother, and then in the course of discussion, what the mother of the girl started saying, that the girl is not hardworking. She has been telling her that she will get married soon. She should start bringing in suitors now. And the woman now said, but she's still very young. She's just 16 or 18. Why are you already talking about marriage? Why don't you let this girl finish her school and then equip herself, get something doing? The mother said no, that she got married very early. None of her daughters will get married later, that she must bring a husband soon. So this woman now said, but it's too early. I'm not saying she won't get married, but let her graduate. Let her go to school, graduate, get a job so that she can equip herself properly. She noticed the woman's content, and so the mother of the girl asked her, how is your husband? She now said, oh, we are separated. I'm a single mother. She now said, she did it with her nose. Say, like, I pity you, kind of. No, man, I said, no, but I'm okay. Thank God I am equipped. I have something doing for myself. I have a school. Imagine if I hadn't gone to school, I don't have a business, what would have become of my life? The man said, no problem. So when she got up to leave, she saw the woman's face. There was a mark, fresh mark on her face. Apparently, the husband has beaten her so much the previous day. So she called the girl later and said, what happened to your mother? So she says it's her father, that always the father beats the mother up. And this woman wants to push the daughter to rush into marriage without being prepared. Why she herself is suffering abuse in that marriage?
I don't get it. This marriage. I mean, what is going on? You're not even happy yourself, and you're pushing your very young daughter to go and get married.
Sometimes it's family pressure, societal pressure, church pressure, and all that, or whatnot, that pushes people to ignore the red flag and jump into marriage. At the end of the day, we start regretting. We don't have anybody to blame than ourselves for ignoring those red flags. Nobody than ourselves, because it's obvious there for everyone to see.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's really an interesting topic here, and I really get emotional about things like this.
Thank you. Don't. You're a very strong person. Thank you for your input. It's really, really good. Thank you. You touched really some of the things I already mentioned as well. So thank you for your inputs, Spice. It's very, very
Thank you,
valuable. Thank
mommy.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll be in the
yeah.
chat. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
So much. Oh, thank you. And Momo is in the building. Momo, thank you for coming and thanks for always reminding people to thumb up for me. I hope you've all given me a thumb up. Ebu Niger Mama said something before that. Yeah, she said something about, I think it's rushing into marriage or something like that. Yeah, some ladies are desperate because of family pressure and ignore red flags. Yes, part of the things we've also said here, they just rush family pressure, pressure, pressure. Oh, Uju is in the, yeah. Hello, Uju, you're welcome.
Hello, Big
We,
Sis. Good
thank
evening.
you. Thank you.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings, Spice. Well said, equal of Fuma. Equal of Fuma.
Mhm.
Well said. But concerning red flags, we've
Yeah,
been talking about it a lot. People know what red flags are, but we are red flag. People's red flags are different. What is a red
yeah,
flag to me might not be a red flag to somebody
absolutely.
else. That's the
Absolutely.
And just
Yeah,
like I said, I always say this, we were brought up in a culture where hitting is nothing, beating people. You see employer beating employees, brothers beating sisters, beating. So to them, just like the story you told initially about a guy that slapped
yeah, yeah,
his mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law doesn't see it as anything, and still wants because it is a culture that believes in that. They believe that when you hit somebody is a form of correction, but that is a no, is a taboo. You don't raise your hand on an elderly person, not to
yeah,
talk of your mother-in-law.
yeah,
That is a big taboo. And for that
yeah.
girl to go back, like I said, I dropped my comment. I said she has been going through that. That man has been doing the same to
Yes,
her.
she said that. Yeah,
So it was
yeah,
just God that showed her, her mother what her daughter has been going through.
yeah.
And like you said, they don't see anything wrong. They want to go into the marriage. That
Still
is their
want to go
problem.
in. Yeah.
Is their problem, because you cannot force somebody out of a relationship. That's just the thing. They
Mm.
don't, especially some of us that grew up in that culture, in that environment where everybody's hitting everybody, and you see if a driver makes a mistake, the guy will just slap the driver. Who
Yeah,
does that? And
yeah,
your domestic staff makes a mistake. The way they hit people is just like I said. When you go to Nigeria, especially the part that I'm from, Igbo, is like a yelling society, a screaming society, and a hitting society. That's the way I look at it.
yeah, yeah. Let me even tell you something, Uji. Do you
Very
know?
aggressive.
Yeah, a young married woman told me
Mhm.
that my husband is doing this and doing this all the time. I rather that he just don't do that. If I prefer if he just beat me, that would be better for me than this type of attitude. Hey, this is what she
Exactly.
said.
They are used to it.
Say, is that what she said? That she
Yes,
rather that he beats her than giving her that kind of attitude. Hey,
exactly.
so that just to confirm what you are saying, that some of their beating is like nothing
It's
to them.
nothing to them.
Hey,
It's nothing
it's
to
not,
them.
I
Think
don't
about
believe
it.
what I heard.
Parents beating
Mm,
their kids like anyhow, using
mm,
cane on them like anyhow. You go to
mm,
school, teachers are beating, are caning kids. It's a culture that is normal to them. Here, you
yeah,
don't do it. A teacher cannot
no.
hit a kid. You cannot cane a kid. But that time, remember growing up, your teacher will cane you and cane you and cane you. It's like, let me just not go into that because it makes me
No,
it makes me.
no.
There was
Yeah.
this guy. There was this lady that wrote. I was reading her write up, and she narrated how she went through ABUSE. I can't say that
Mm,
word here.
mm,
And so many women were dropping comments because she talked about different forms of ABUSE.
mm.
What got my attention was many of them that were going through emotional
Yeah.
and psychological abuse. We're saying that it is better that the person hit
Mm,
them
mm,
than what the torture, the emotional, the mental torture.
So that you can see their black eye.
So you can see physical evidence. Because many don't believe them when they share. Think about it. When you go to report an ABUSE here, first of all, the first thing they will say, they will start looking for signs, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you have black eye? Do you have this? Everything about to them is physical. There must be an evidence. You must show me a sign. You must show me something that the person did to you. Not understanding that the emotional and the mental torture is worse than that. So that's why some of them will say it's better you do that so that people at least will believe that I'm going through a lot in this relationship. And when we talk about this red flag, we are talking about, people that are frustrated, people that, that want to get married because maybe they're getting old. No. Sometimes people stay because they love their partner. They are invested.
They're being beaten and
exactly. And you interview them and they say, I love him so much. Love can do anything, I'm telling you. This man doesn't care for you, but I love him. I believe that one day he will change. He wasn't like this when we got married. They are invested their heart. There are some people that when they love with everything in them. Everything in them. Even when you separate them from the person, they'll come back to that person.
They'll go back,
You see? And especially those craving for love that have never been loved before.
Love, yes.
They stay there. They rather buy there than live without that person. So that's another reason why they stay, why they see all those red flags flying around. And you're dating somebody, this one, people don't think you're dating somebody in courtship and this person lies a lot. That is a red flag. That person is not trustworthy. And they do it a lot in Nigeria. I'm sorry. And they do, you'll be talking to somebody, oh, I called you. Oh, no, I wasn't there. I didn't even hear you ringing. Why you have the phone? You saw the person ringing. Or somebody will knock at the door. You don't want to see the person. You tell them, oh, no, I didn't even know. No. Tell them I'm not here. Those white lies. That they tell bluntly to your face. To them, it is nothing. To me, it is a red flag. I'm telling you, red flags differ.
Those lies, I can't deal.
You see what I'm saying? To them, it is normal way that they do things in Nigeria. Somebody will be, you say, no, I didn't see it. And you read them, you saw everything. The person called you. Oh, no. Was it that you lie? And you know that, oh, I want you to do, okay, I'll be there. And you know in your heart, you're not going to be there. I hate things like that. Those are my red flags. You see what I'm saying? Those are my red flags.
Yes. Let your yes be yes.
And your no is no.
I am with you. Yes.
That's why that is me. But to many, it is not a red flag. As long as you're not,
used to. It's normal. It's not.
As long as you're not hitting them. So that's why I said that red flag varies. It depends on what you call a red flag.
Exactly.
And once you see a red flag, it is either you discuss that with the person, and ask a person to seek help. Both of you go for counseling and deal with it.
Exactly.
But when it comes to that hitting, people are used to that. But it's there for you to stop it when they try it, because they're going to try. Especially Nigerian men, people that grew around that. It is for you to stop it right then. Do not try it again. Or or I'll tell some people that
if you take it the first time, they'll do it again and they'll do it again and again. So first time it needs to be stopped. That's the thing. But some people tell you, oh, they will change. Just because he was angry, because I made them angry. They start taking responsibility for that. They start blaming themselves for why they were beaten. Some people are like that.
And the question they have to ask themselves, don't they work? That man works, isn't it? Does he hit the boss at the mere slight provocation? So then they have control. It's just that they want to use it on you because they believe you can't do anything. Let me give some examples and I'll run away and I'll get down. There was this person saw the father, maltreat the mom, hit the mom and all that. So this person swore that he would never do that to his wife. Guess what? He got married. It happened. Because it's inside, I tell you.
That's the thing.
It happened. He didn't even, it hurt him so bad. And the woman rose and said, you know what? This is the end of your life. He begged. He begged. He said, if you ever try that again, you will see where you'll land. He never did.
Yeah,
they will try it.
Stop it.
They
You can't be making excuses for them. Yeah.
And there's this other person enduring it. So what she did, she called her brothers. The brothers landed to the house and gave the man the beating of his life. He stopped it. Nobody told him to stop. So they know exactly what they are doing.
They are doing, yeah.
They beat that man. The man was cursing. Never. He never tried that. So it's what you take in. Yeah. Because some of them will beat you and buy you gold or give you money. It's okay, I won't do it again.
Try some of these people that once they give them money or buy them something, it's okay. It's okay until the next beating.
Yeah? And like we said, and this money is my love language. They know money is your love language. They'll give it to you. And they know that gift is your love language. They give it to you to shut you up.
And you're happy again until next time.
Happy again. He loves me. The next day will happen. But let me tell you, so like I said, what I want people to get out of this, red flags differ. What is your red flag? But we know glaring red flags. We know what is a red flag. When it comes to do with ABUSC or DV, that's a major red flags. But there are minor red flags that we shouldn't ignore. If you cannot deal with it, don't go in there. Dishonest person, somebody that is dishonest, somebody that is a wulu wulu, somebody that you cannot stick to their word. Their yeah is not their yeah, and their nay is not their nay. I run away from such people because they are capable of doing anything. That's just one thing.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for this massive input, and you thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Do anybody else want to come up? We are now 2 hours. We are going to be rounding up these live streams. Do anybody else want to say something? Red flag is a broad subject. We can't cover everything, but at least we have got the hang of it. And regarding this, the beating, you see, those people who do this thing, the men that torture people or their wives or partners emotionally and not physically, they are narcissists. And narcissists, that's their behavior, because they know that if you take them to any police station or anybody that comes and says, oh, your wife is there. Oh, look at your wife. Look at her eyes. Look at her elbows, all broken. This is what you did. So they are narcissists and they have a way of getting away with these things. They will not try you physically. Even if the wife come and say, yeah, you will kill me today, you will do this to me today, they will not, because they know what they're doing. Instead, they will use emotional and psychological, they will be dealing with you. There are things they will deny you, basic things that a wife and husband should have. They will deny you that. They will use their mouth to tell you. They might even use your body parts, your sensitive body parts to talk to you, just make you feel like you're nothing. I have one like that, where the husband said what the husband says to her about her intimacy and everything. Oh my God, you won't know that it's somebody's husband talking to her like that. So he uses that kind of words, but he will not touch her. So when you go out there, this woman is just like, you'll be talking to her, she's not even there, because her mind is racing, thinking about what the so-called husband says and does to her in the home, but he will never touch her. That's also a sign of a narcissist. They try and hide. And when they go outside with their wife, some of these narcissist behavior, when they go outside with them, they'll be the best. Oh, sweetheart, do you want this? Do you want it? And the wife will just be looking at them like, for real? And they won't say anything. Because they are asking you, being nice to you outside, just tell them, no, I don't want any. Just try and, but some of these women will not. They will be like, hey, look at how he's treating me now. They say, oh, yes, sweetheart, yes, thank you. And they'll do that. So the man outside, they're different. As soon as they get back home and shut the door, they become somebody else. I've seen instances heard once like that. When they go, so when you are now talking to people about this, your husband that does this to you, they say, which one? Don't I see? I always see people at events. The way you will even be sitting there, you go and get some food for you. He will do this and this. Hi. It's fear. So nobody will believe the woman because one, he's not hitting you, but he's dealing with you emotionally. And when they go out there, they try to pretend that they are very living with a loving wife. They love their wife so much. They will do this, and as soon as they get back home, they change. That's wickedness. And I don't know why you will be like that with somebody you went and married. If there's anything they're doing that you don't like, or he is doing that you don't like, because it's both ways. Why can't you, if you really, really love that person, people will say, oh, I love him. They're treating you like that. Love cannot be one-sided. You can't be telling me you love this man who is behaving like this to you, and you still love him. But the behavior he's displaying to you does not show any atom of love. So love being one-sided, I don't get it. I don't like one-sided love. It has to be mutual. You can't just say, oh, I love him. How about him? Does he love you? It has to be balanced. And it makes it even worse when children start coming, when there's children involved, the children start coming, and the children these days, as I said to you people, I don't know what's going on. The children these days, they know a lot at a younger age compared to when I even raised mine. Yes, which are just a few years ago. Children these days, from the young ones I see now with children, when they talk, you say this child just turned 2. They say yes. I'm like, wow, or even 3. They are they got so exposed. So these children are watching, just like would you say that person said that, oh, you witnessed what was going on in the parents. I say, oh, I'll never do this to my wife, but he found himself doing that because it's inside him. He learned behavior. He learned that from childhood. He saw this happening at home. And to them, it's normal. Remember Osinachi's time, that one of the sons said that their father told them that is how to treat a woman. So for you to tell a child like that, they run with it. Because children trust their parents a lot. And boys listen to their dads as well a lot. So if their dad say to them, that's how to treat a woman, those children will run with that. And they can't wait to start their own relationship because that's how to treat a woman. You see? So children are learning. So it's even more complicated when children are involved in this kind of messy, nonsense type of relationship. The children are watching. You can't be telling them something else, but what they see you doing is something else. Let's think about that, especially when there are children involved. But please, marriage does not define a woman. Let us not shame, body shame, whatever shame people into running into marriage. And if it's not working out, you are more than okay to call it, to stop it. If you find these red flags from the beginning, do not think that it will get better unless you discuss it with them and you can see them that clearly they are prepared to change. They are like, oh my God, maybe so and so have said this in the past. I didn't really know that it's a big problem. So they acknowledge that there's an issue. That's the only time you can give them time to see if things will change. And then you watch and see if things will change. But if they're saying to you, this thing, my ex, he used to say that, but I knew it was her problem, not mine. Red flag. They start telling you what their ex tolerated. So for you to come now and tolerate it, So the way they respond, not reacting to what you say, but responding to what you say and prepared to change, means that those red flags may be worked on. So you'll be watching them to see if things will change eventually. And if it doesn't, and they keep making excuses or keep telling you, this is who I am, Once they tell you this is who I am, that means you either take it or leave it. So if you're prepared to take it and live the rest of your life like that, okay, you continue. But if not, that's the time to leave. It's okay to leave. It's okay to call off a relationship. Don't worry about what your mom is saying. The Mothers Union will say this. People will laugh at me. Let them laugh. All they will do is laugh. Maybe they talk about it for one period. Another thing will come. Just look at social media, this YouTube. One thing will be going, this or this. Before you know it, you'll be thinking, did this actually happen? That one is forgotten. A new thing is, they are talking about new things. So don't worry about people who say, think about your own sanity. Think about your own health. Oh, you need grace. You're welcome. We are rounding up now. We have spent 2 hours plus. We are rounding up. If you don't mind replaying so you can hear what we said. But it's nice to see you here, my dear. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, she should quit the marriage. Yeah. When they start making all these excuses and doing this and that, it's not fine. You're not their mom. If their mom did not, because even their mom will not change them. But I'm just saying, if they did not change growing up, and you think that it's you that just got married to them when they've already formed who they are and decided who they want to be in life, that it's you that will change them. No. If you point it out to them and they're prepared to change and you are prepared to work together, fine. Otherwise, if they keep making excuses and telling you that that's who they are, then that means you have a choice. This is how they are. Are you prepared to continue with that? It's a big red flag that was just there and he did not hide it or she did not hide it, because it can be that way. Then you decide what you want to do and don't complain after. I took over to pack. Just come okay. No problem, my dear. No problem at all. You can replay later to see what we've done. We need to round up now. And let me see if we are going to do a raid today to see who we can support today. Please, thank you everyone for being here. Uju, thank you so much for coming up. Spice it up with Owande. Thank you so much for coming up as well. And all of you who have been very interactive there in the comment section, thank you so much. This red flag is a broad thing, it's a big thing. We have touched on various things today. And I hope we have benefited from one or two. Next week, Sunday, we are going to be on Ifechi Health and Wellness. We have not been on Ifechi Health and Wellness for a while, and there's some health updates that we need to give. In as we are talking about family, there are also health challenges that have affected families. In fact, there's one that I have on hand, and I listened to it that introduced this thing where the man said he was a pastor and he had a health issue down below, and he did not share with the wife. He said that the Bible said we should not meet each other until we get married or this, and then hid that aspect. I have something similar. When I listened to that in Jews, I'm like, yeah, that just blew my mind. I said, you know what? Next Sunday, we are going to be on Ifechi Health and Wellness. There's a lot for us to discuss that day. Yeah, I listened to that in your channel, Uju, regarding that pastor that using God to say that, oh, the reason why I don't want us to be, the Bible say that you don't. I'm a strong believer in if you really know that this is what you want to do, keep yourself until you get married, and then I'm a very strong believer in that. But for that man to use that as a Bible said, but he was actually hiding something else. That was a big deceit to the highest order, and it is destroying marriages. A lot of marriages are being destroyed because people have got health conditions, health challenges, and they are not sharing it with their spouses to be before they get married. Share things, tell them, and if they are really still want to marry you, there's nothing that cannot be sorted. Health challenges, there must be a way out. Even if it means you're not able to have your own children, there's other ways to have children. So we have to tell each other the truth. So there's a lot of things. So what I want to just listen to them, like, yeah, we need to talk, because I have something similar here and there that we need to discuss about health and the implications it's having on families. So see you next week, Sunday. Ifechi Health and Wellness. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. Thank you so much, Anna Abayo Official for those amazing super chats, for B-Joy for joining the membership today, and for you and Spice for coming up to share their own views, and for each and every one of you who have been in the chat today contributing. I appreciate you all. Please don't run away. Let's go and surprise somebody. Let's go and all you need to do, maybe just get there. People are dropping off. No, nah, don't go. Let's go and let me just even check whether there's anybody I know that is on live stream, so we can go and raid that live stream. Just say Ifechi raid when you get there. But let me see if there's any. If not, we can call it a day, and I'll see you next Sunday. Otherwise, we raided yoga last week. What's her name? Gore's Corner, Expressing My Views is on. Please, let us go and raid Gore's Corner, Expressing My Views. Please don't go away. I want you to go there, even if it's for 5 minutes. You may not, forgiveness is not a passive whatever. You see, what she's discussing may even be relevant. So please, let's go and raid her. Say hello to her. Type Ifechi Red when you get there. Don't run away. I want to make sure that you all landed there safely. We are going from UK to UK because she's here in the UK with me. Last time we were in Kenya. Today we are going to UK to meet Gore's Corner, Expressing My Views. Let's see what she's saying. Support her here. Thank you, Momo. Well, when you get there, just put Ifechi Red. Yes, please. And I would love to see you all there. Bye, everyone. I love you all. See you next Sunday for Health Talk. Goodbye and God bless. Unique, we're going to be speaking much later, okay? I'll call you. Bye, everyone.